Okay, I want to start from taking a look at squires. Let's see what the people are selling their squires for. It's been very expensive since COVID, for whatever reason. Used guitars have gotten more expensive. Gibson's, in general, Gibson.com, their prices just went up on guitars. So we're looking at different affinity. I like the affinity model myself. It's a good model for what it is. Let's see here. What I do want to do is put it on the used filter. I like used guitars. So let's go to used, see what we got. That happened to click on a guitar. Not what I was looking for. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Used Squire. There we go. We are at most recent. Contemporary. The affinity. See? That's expensive. Now, if we go to fender.com right now, let's do this. Fender. Let's see if the affinity is even available. Because if it is, it's always interesting when I see a guitar that is used selling for the same price as, let's see here, SQUIRE, the same price as a new one. So quick looks. Looking for an affinity model here. $249, 4 colors. It's not saying that they're not in stock. It's actually saying add to cart. So that's interesting. Okay. That's why it's good to always verify what the actual guitar is going for new when you're out looking for a used guitar. You know, that looks like somebody who might not know can see that and go, oh, that's a Stratocaster for $250. It is, but it actually is probably made in, well, the affinities are Indonesian, I do believe, at this point. So there's that. Vintage modified. These used to be like $2.99. They don't make them anymore. I always liked those. They've gone up a bit. Classic vibes, right? You don't see anything much lower than that nowadays from a personal seller. Sometimes Guitar Center used has some good prices on the stuff, but then you got tax and shipping is always a thing, no matter where you're going, both that tax and shipping, but better price sometimes doing it that way on the Guitar Center. And I do like their used section. An Affinity Jazzmaster 220, interesting. Okay, let's see here. a PJ for $149. That looks nice. Just a body. Okay. I think those are pretty interesting for the money. A Squire. P-bass style. That's the first page, pretty much. 124, a Squire Affinity neck. For a neck on an Affinity Telecaster. Wow. Okay, so that's the first page there. Let's take a look to see on performers, right? So performer, Fender, F-E-N-D-E-R, performer, Stratocaster. There we go. Now on these, I always like to take a look, see here what they're going for. You see the different top advertisings give you a quick look. Performer is their nowadays their least expensive American guitar, and let's see, the Performers are now at a price of, I think it's $12.50, $11.50. What is it? Performer. Roughly $12.99. Looks like Fenders may have gone up a little bit too. They charge you an extra $100 for the humbucker. On this one is a HSS, $13.49. Is it $12.49 then? Let's hang on. Maybe it's $50 for the. Maybe it's an extra $50. Wow, they're at $1,300 for a Stratocaster. I don't know of any that's cheaper. That's an American made. The Performer, I do believe, is their base model. Used to be the standard. Okay, so there we go. $1,300 there. So then the used market, you can pick some up for $8.50 if we click on here. Reverb is sometimes a more sophisticated seller where they're giving you the sort of, you can find good deals. I'm not saying you can't find good deals, but usually people, I'm not about ever robbing anybody for what they have, but sometimes in Craigslist you can find it a little cheaper, even on Guitar Center where they know what they got. You can find it cheaper, but they might be picking it up, and usually are picking it up for a good deal. Fender American, so it looks like they only have one, and that's a Honeyburst. And there you go. With the classic Peanuts gang. $8.50 with 75 shipping. Nice little deal if you're going to be purchasing one. They're $1,300 nowadays. $13.99. Was it $13.99? What was that? Yeah. Hang on here. That's not $1,300. That's, geez, what, $1,400? No, $1,300. My bad. Okay, so 13. So $1,300. $8.50, $9.50, $10.50, $11.50, $12.50, $9.50, $10.50, $11.50, $12.50. $450 off, almost a third of the price off for somebody else touching it and wash it down, call it your own. Okay, so that's the Stratocasters. I do want to take a look at Les Pauls real quick. You know what? Let's do this. Just Les Pauls. See what pops up. Okay, we got the deals and the steals, and then the results. Let's look the 50s. Now again, Gibson just increased their prices a couple $100 on the 50s and the 60s, and on everything really. Trogley, great channel for learning stuff. Was I heard that news and I checked it out. Yep, there it was, increase in price. Those used to be brand new. The 50s and the 60s used to be $24.99. Now they're $26.99, if my memory serves correctly. So just the first look, the deals and steals, they got 70s deluxe, so mini humbuckers, right? Mini humbuckers, 2100. A burst for two. What's happening here? What just happened? Let's go back here. A custom for 45 from 87 with Tim Shaw pickups. Those are supposed to be highly prized. Can sell for a little bit on their own. But why would you want to sell them? You'll just want to buy them back. Then you'll be no longer with Tim Shaw pickups. Okay. I'm going to take a look here. I like, myself personally, I love P90, like the early 50s style. I think a P90 sounds beautiful. What is this style here? A Les Paul Special. 60s reissue for 14. So that's going to be what, 2 P90s and a flat top. Let's see here. There's a custom, a 1977 custom. That is a little cherry one there. Quick look. Some of the pictures there. 4700. But I like a nice cherry. But it's got to be the right style. Everybody's got their own quirk on which one works for them and looks good to them. I like the cherries. I like some of the vintage bursts, the tobacco bursts, or the vintage burst, whatever you want to call it. That one, that's like the iced tea burst. I like those. The 60s model right there for 2100. So that's, what is that? That's 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 99 now. So that's like $600 off. And that looks like the front page there, just on the new recents. All right, I'm going to cut it here, but if you want to be looking up any kind of guitars, I want to be keeping an eye on different used gear prices for all the guitars. Gibson, Ibanez, inexpensive. Squires, I like the Harley Bentons. You can get some good deals there. Guitars. All right, have a great day now. And we're going to go to here and here.